Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Well, Christmas is pretty much over. I had intended to post this video so much earlier, but oh, you know, family emergencies, the holidays, you know how it goes. It's all sorts of crazy. So anyhow, this is part of my Makeup and Mani collection of videos, and I tried to do the Makeup and Mani all in one video, but when I put them together, the video ended up being approximately 30 minutes long. So I decided to go ahead and split this one up into two videos, one for the makeup and one for the manicure. So this is the makeup edition. I hope you enjoy. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using the Coastal Scents Winterberry palette. And by the way, if my face looks just awful, I apologize. I went on this long trip. Well, it wasn't long. It felt forever. It felt like a long trip to San Francisco, and the flying just completely killed my face. My face is dry and terrible, and then I had an allergy attack earlier today, so if my eyes are all red, my nose is all red, you know what's going on. Alright, so I'm going to be using the Coastal Scents Winterberry palette for this look, and I'm going to start off, I already primed my lids with Urban Decay's Primer Potion in Original, and I'm going to be taking a, where is it? Here it is. This is a crown brush. It's actually new to me. This is the crown brush C457, so I don't know what it's called yet. You'll see it dropping down from above. And then I'm going to be using the shade White Silver, which is this shade. Hoping you can see it. Is it in frame? Right here, White Silver. And I'm going to take that and apply that to my brow bone for a frosty wintry highlight. Alright, now I'm going to be using a NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade 618 Purple, and I'm going to apply that to just the outer half of the lid. And I'm going to give that just a second to set, and while that's setting, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. Using a Coastal Scents BRCLC, which is the lash comb. I've already done one brow, so it's very simple, nothing too crazy, just some really, really light filling in. This is what my natural brows look like, so I don't normally do a whole lot to them, just very, very lightly in because they're a little more sparse on the ends. Using Anastasia's Brow Wiz in the shade, I think this is Taupe? Yes, Taupe. And I'm just going to really lightly fill them in. I'm very much like a no muss, no fuss eyebrow girl. I don't know, like eyebrows and I don't make a big deal. I don't like the overdone eyebrow, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's great for some people. It looks wonderful on some people. On me, it looks really quite bizarre. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel to set my brows. So I prefer just kind of a more natural brow, but since my brows are kind of, like I said, a little more sparse on the ends, I don't pluck them, I don't dye them, I don't do anything to my brows. This is just how they naturally are. So I just lightly fill them in. Sometimes I make them a little bit thicker, sometimes a little bit thinner. It just depends on the look that I'm going for. Alright, now that that's had time to set, I'm going to go ahead and just very, very lightly blend in the NYX pencil, just so it provides a nice sort of purple-violet base. Alright, now I'm going to be using a Bella Pierre, I'm not sure which eyeshadow brush this is. This is a new set to me too. So from above you'll see what it's called. I want to say it's probably just like a medium eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to go into the shade, let's see, where is it? Right here. Mauve or Mauve, depending on how I like to say it, Frost. And this shade I'm going to apply on the inner part of my eye. Up to about where the NYX pencil starts and not going past the crease. As well as underneath. Did you see me just poke myself in the eye? Good job, Cookie. Alright, now I'm going to be taking a Made You look. I believe this is the small eyeshadow brush from their 10-piece set, and I'm going to use the shade, I think it's called Steel Gray. Is it called Steel Gray? Yes, it is called Steel Gray. And that I'm going to apply about from halfway on the lid to, it's kind of like just a quarter of my eye, but it starts in the middle and works my way out, and it stops right before the outer quarter of my eyelid. Did that make any sense whatsoever? You can see where I'm applying it. You can see that's where I'm applying it. All right, now I'm going to be taking a Belle Pierre angled eyeshadow brush, about a medium size, and I'm going to go into, what shade is this? Regalia Purple, right here. Regalia, I believe, is what it's called. And I'm going to apply this shade, this is the fun part that I like for some reason, on the outer corner of my eye. And the reason why I'm using the angled brush is because I'm going to start shaping out a triangle, or a wing, I guess you could say. How pretty is this purple? Isn't it lovely? Now I'm going to take another Belle Pierre brush. It doesn't say what it is on here. You'll see above. I'm not going to even try to guess what this is, but this is what size it is. And I'm going to be using the shade Light Plum, which is right here. And that shade, I'm going to curve it using just the edge, the very, very edge of the brush. And I'm going to curve it in above the crease on the inner part of my eye, connecting up to Regalia Purple. Now I'm going to take a Coastal Scents BRC N09 brush, which is just a pointed tip brush, and use the shade Lavender right here. Such a pretty shade. And I'm going to sort of lightly touch up any parts that I want just a little more plum or lavender shade. So a little bit connecting up right here at the top. Just a teensy bit where the gray touches that, what's that shade called? The mauve shade. Alright, now I'm going to be using a Made You Look crease dome brush and go into the shade Amethyst right here. I'm going to apply Amethyst on the bottom part of my lashes, right underneath them, on mostly the outer half. Now here's something interesting, little tidbit about Cookie. You can always tell when I've had an allergy attack when, if you look at the outer half of my eye, see right here, there is no makeup there. It's because my eyes water so much that all the makeup just smudges completely off. Isn't it terrible? It's terrible. It could be waterproof makeup, anything, doesn't matter. It's going to completely come off. It's crazy. All right, now I'm going to be using my new obsession, my ColourPop Shadow in Meow, which if you want to see a review on this, be sure to check out the description box below. I also did another look using this shadow, plus, like I said, a review. So be sure to check that out. And I'm going to use, I think this is a concealer brush from Made You Look. It looks like a concealer brush. You'll see what it is specifically above. And the thing I love about this shadow is there are spots in it that are pink, there are spots in it that are silver, and there are spots in it that are sort of a dark gray. So if I don't want to pick and choose, I can just mix it all up. But if I haven't mixed it up too much, like you can see quite a bit of pink right here, and that's what I'm going to be going into. I can make the shadow that I'm applying a little more pink. So I'm going to apply this to the inner part of my eye. How pretty is this? Couldn't you just die? It's so pretty. And then underneath. And the thing about this shadow is it does not come off It's really amazing. It does not come off until you are ready for it to come off. I love it. Alright, now it's time for me to go ahead and curl my lashes, so I'll be right back. Alright, I curled my lashes and then I used a base coat of waterproof mascara. I just used L'Oreal's Voluminous Miss Manga mascara. I think this is Blackest Black. Yes, they're waterproof formula. And now I'm going to be using Kat Von D's Tattoo Liner in the shade Trooper. And I'm just going to create a nice cat wing. You see how chapped my poor lips are? Yeah, I don't have any lip product on right now. This is just what they get like when they're chapped. Blah. So terrible. Alright, next I'm going to be using Julep's Gel Eye Glider in the shade Smoky Plum and a Bella Pierre angled eyeliner brush or brow brush. And I'm just going to take the brush and brush it onto the pencil itself to pick it up. And I'm going to apply this and smudge it into my bottom lashes, which I already did put the base coat of waterproof mascara on, but I'm going to add more mascara later. Say Merry Christmas, honey. Say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and apply my main mascara, which is the CoverGirl's Flamed Out mascara in the shade Very Black Blaze. I'm really obsessed with this mascara right now. The only thing about it is so much comes off on the brush, so I always have to wipe it off with a tissue, which is what I'm going to do right now. And then I'm going to apply. Alright, now it's time for a little bit of cleanup underneath the eyes. I'm using, as always, CoverGirl's True Blend Fix Stick in L5 through 7. And applying a swipe here, and a swipe here, and in the center. And then I'm going to really lightly just blend it in with my fingertip. Nothing major, no major fallout for this look. And then using a Coastal Scents flat buffer brush and the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation in Fair, I'm going to set that concealer underneath. And I'm going to finish the eyes with Rimmel Scandalize Waterproof Kohl liner. What is this? What is this? And 005 Nude for my waterline. Alright, now for the rest of my face, I'm going to be using NYX's Powder Blush in the shade Taupe, which, if you're fair skinned like me, or if you know people that are fair skinned, you have heard all the hype about using this as a contour, and I have to say, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And I'm using Made You Looks. I don't know what brush this is. This is just an angled brush. You'll see above what the exact name is. I'm going to use this to go ahead and give myself a little bit of shadowing. Very, very light contour. I also like to pull it down on my neck a little bit because I have quite a bit of double chin and I need to slenderize just a little bit. So completely shadowing all from my jawbone down, I notice just kind of makes my neck appear a bit slimmer. Alright, now I'm going to be using another crown brush, C454, the name will be above. It's just sort of an angled, larger shadow brush. Go back into the shade Taupe and then define my nose a little bit. My nose is just a big old splotchy mess since the trip. Alright, now for the rest of my face, for the blush, I'm going to have to be a little careful. Well, I say that as I pull out, you know, a shade like this, which is just crazy gorgeous. This is from Glamour Doll Eyes. It's one of their blushes, Anastasia, or Anastasia, depending on how you say it. And I'm going to be using the same brush that I used to contour with, the Made You Look angled brush. And what I'm going to do with this, because it is so shimmery, but I just had to use this. Doesn't this just scream Sugar Plum Fairy to you? To me, it just does. And I'm going to put a little bit on the brush from just the lid just the lid, not really picking up much, and I'm going to really lightly kind of go over where I contoured to give it a sort of really light tint. See that? Really light tint. And the same on the other side. Alright, now for my blush, I'm actually kind of a bit terrified because my rosacea is so bad right now. So I already have so much redness on my face, but I'm going to do this very lightly. I'm going to be using a Made You Look. I believe this is a powder brush. You'll see above. And this is the Coastal Scents Blush 2 palette, which I absolutely adore. Look at these shades. Is that not just insane? And I'm going to use the really, really light pink up here at the top left. These probably have names, and I don't know what they are. And I'm just going to really lightly on the apples of my cheeks, just to kind of give me that glow that you get in your cheeks when you go out into the cold. And I'm probably going to have to tone it down just a teensy bit. So let me tone it down, since my redness in my face is crazy, by going back into the brush that I use for my powder and just lightly work around the edges. Now for my lips, because who am I to, you know, shy away from the crazy, I'm going to be using Bites. This is one of their sort of, I'm not sure exactly what it's called. It's a double-ended lipstick. It's not their full size. I just bought it in the checkout line at Sephora. They have a couple different shades in there. I'm going to be using the Violet and Palomino dual lipsticks, and of course the violet end, because I'm just going for monochromatic look here. So, like I said, my poor lips, they are chapped. And that's it, everyone. That's the finish. It looked definitely something not for the faint of heart, I guess you could say, but I wanted to do something a little bit different than the typical, you know, red lipstick and neutral eye or glitter on the eyes. Just do something a little more fun, a little more outside the box, I guess you could say. And I love the Sugar Plum Fairy, I love the Nutcracker, I love the ballet, so I wanted to do something kind of inspired by the Sugar Plum Fairy and do some plums and purples and violets. So that's what we definitely went for today. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll go ahead and get into, speaking of the Nutcracker, have you seen my nails? They are inspired by the Nutcracker. You can see I do have a little Nutcracker nail right there, and I'll have a tutorial coming up very shortly. It'll be the next video that I'll be posting, probably, hopefully, about 30 minutes after I post this one, so I'd like them to be back to back. But like I said, be sure to check it out. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, if you enjoyed it, if you want to continue to see more videos like this. Like I said, give it a thumbs up. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook as The Charming Cheshire. So like I said, Merry Christmas everyone, happy makeuping. I'll talk to y'all all very soon. Mwah. Bye.